In today's video, I want to share with you some of the attractions in Japan that I think you can skip and some of the ones that you absolutely must do. Hi friends, my name is Sarah and welcome to my channel. But before I share the list with you, just know that we had a pretty good experience for all of these attractions, even the ones that I think you can skip. Finally, we are on the last stop, or at least for my stop in Japan, which is Kyoto. It was actually kind of excited for me to finally go to Kyoto because I've heard so many good things about Kyoto and how pretty it is. But it was also sad for me because that is our last stop in Japan before we had to go back to Tokyo and fly out of Japan. But let me just go over a couple things that you can probably skip on your next trip to Kyoto. The first one, and contrary to the popular beliefs, is the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove or Bamboo Forest. I definitely think you can skip this, especially if you don't have time. It's a little bit underwhelming for me. I feel like that's because at the time we went to the Bamboo Grove, it was actually overcast, it was cloudy, so it was kind of dark inside, and honestly it was kind of creepy and a bit scary for me. Maybe if it's clear and sunny day, it might be a different experience. Another thing about the Arashiyama area is that it is really popular. There were a lot of people who were on the sidewalk trying to go to the Bamboo Grove. With that being said, maybe if you went early in the morning, you might have a different experience. We did go at like maybe 1 or 2 p.m. I'm not a morning person. I will not, and I don't think I ever will, wake up super early to beat the crowd. Hi friends, Sarah's here, and I'm so sorry to interrupt today's video, but I just want to come on here really quickly to announce that I have a new freebie that you can download today. I have been sharing a lot of my recommendations and tips on how to go about planning your very first trip to Japan, and I created a very simple 12-day Japan itinerary that was inspired from my own trip to Japan. If you want to go check it out, the link will be down in the description box below. And now let's get back to the video. Next thing that I think you can skip is the Machia Starbucks that are in the Kyoto Gion area. I would say that you could still go to the area because the area where the Starbucks is at is still pretty. There's a lot of really traditional looking stores and stuff like that, but I wouldn't really recommend going in and order a drink and try to find seats inside the Machia Starbucks because there were no seats, and I feel like they don't really put a time limit for how long people can stay. But I would still recommend going there and just admire the building from the outside. You can actually just stand and chill kind of like outside of the store. So I would say still go and experience the Machia store, but just don't expect to actually have to sit there and chill there unless you go early in the morning when they're open. And again, that was not my thing. I just wanted to pass by and see what the fuss is all about. But that was just based on my experience. I'm sure other people have a different experience, and if you do, let me know in the comment below what are some of your strategy to actually be able to sit in there other than obviously lining up first thing in the morning. So now that I kind of get all of the skip attraction out of the way, these are some of my highly recommendation for Kyoto. The first one is the Kyoto Imperial Palace, and we actually get to go there on the first day we are in Kyoto, about an hour or so before they close out the whole place. It was just really cool to walk around palaces, and like I mentioned earlier, I just love looking at how people used to live and how just grand everything is. Like I feel like if I have a lot of money and if I am royalty, I would definitely understand why they need such a big place to live. Once you get there, it feels like you're kind of taking back in time and just walking around the whole palace area like maybe people would back in the day. And I would highly recommend going to the Imperial Palaces. We didn't go to the one in Tokyo, so that's why we decided to go to the one in Kyoto. The next thing that I have under recommendation for Kyoto is the Njo Castle or the Njo Castle. I think it's like a vacation home for one of the Japanese emperors back in the day, but I actually went after hours and I bought a ticket for the Naked Autumn Festival for Njo Castle. You couldn't really see the whole architecture and building because it was obviously at night and it was already dark, but it was just a completely different experience. There's like a lot of interactive art that they project into the castle wall and some of the trees. If you have a chance to go to Njo Castle in the morning in the daylight, do that, but also try to see if they have a special event that you can go to after hours. Before moving on to the next thing in the video, I just want to interrupt this video really quickly just to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I think 98% of you who are watching my video is not a subscriber, and I would love it for you to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos about Japan, about cruising, travel hacking, and so much more. I hope to see you on the next one, and now let's get back to the video. The next thing that I would highly recommend if you are into understanding some of the art and culture of Kyoto is to go to a Gion Corner performance. Gion Corner is like a performing arts center that specializes for travelers. They showcase a few different Japanese arts from back in the day. They have some musical numbers, comedy number, as well as puppet performances. I couldn't take any pictures or videos during the performance, but you can definitely check out their website for more information. They actually have 2 daily shows, one at 6 p.m. and another one at 7 p.m. It's actually a small theater, doesn't feel as crowded. Whichever seat that you choose, whether it be in the front or kind of like towards the back, you can see everything. I would highly recommend this performance. You get to see a little bit of everything, and it's not as expensive and it's not as long as if you were to go to the actual performance. And they also have like a program in English, so you can kind of understand what the performances is all about. Last but not least, and I feel like I went to this attraction because of TikTok, is the Maple Tree Tunnel trains. I actually just realized that I make a mistake on this, and I'm telling you this in this video so you don't make it for your Japan trip. Make sure to go when it gets darker, maybe like just right before the sun is setting. When you do go during the day, again, it's still pretty. There's a lot of light out, so you can definitely see everything clearer. However, those famous TikTok where they go through the Maple Tree Tunnel is when it's dark, so you get to see the vibrant colors even more. And if you do want to see it the way you see it from TikTok, I think the best time to go is when the sun is setting. But keep in mind, it might be crowded, and I feel like the train line is what people use to go home. Before you reach the Maple Tree Tunnel, there's actually like people homes on the side, so it's not just train for travelers, but it's also for locals. And also, it's not the cheapest train ticket. I forgot how much it is per person for round trip, but it was in like 120 yen for like a regular train ride. So keep that in mind if you decided to go on the Maple Tree Tunnel train rides. All right, I'm done with all of the lists that I have to skip and to do in Japan. Hopefully this is helpful for you, especially if you are still debating whether or not you want to spend some time and money on some of these attractions. Let me know in a comment below if you have been to Japan. What are some of the attractions that you think you can skip and some of the ones that you absolutely need to go, especially if they are different from the list that I have in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate you staying until the end of the video. I hope this has been helpful. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Japan travel videos and recommendation videos, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!